Bemis was always demonstrating an interest in their employees, and it was a wonderful place to grow up.
Joe Austin remembers growing up in the town of Bemis like it was yesterday. He was born here, eventually going into the Navy, but then returning to the mill to work his way up as a third shift superintendent.
It was not famous for high salaries, but it fed and clothed a lot of people.
Austin retired in 1984 when the mill closed after Joel Jackson says the mill was closed due to cheaper salaries overseas.
Textile industry is bad about chasing the cheapest source, and that's why we lost.
Jackson founded the Historical Society of Bemis. He also grew up here and follows the town's history and what it has become. He also watched this icon come down piece by piece.
It stood for Bemis, and now we're having to substitute and hope we can keep the water tank as a representing Bemis. It has really took away our main memory.
This process now goes back 2.5 years.
This particular building has a lot of infrastructure situations.
I talked with Christian Morton in 2014 with DG Deconstruction, and he gave me a tour of the building, showing me why it would be so hard to save. But even after the city says they tried to save it,
we've been talking to several developers to see if they would have an interest in approaching the owners.
The process is called the deconstruction, and it began that May, saving bricks and lumber to sell across the country.
It had been your livelihood for so many years, but it was evident that you couldn't justify keeping it because it was an expensive building to maintain.
Well, once the deconstruction of the mill is complete, plans are in the works for a park to go here for residents to enjoy, but the city says it's been such a nightmare to get this project complete, they've had to take legal action against the deconstruction company.
All the good bricks are gone. All the good wood is gone. All the good metal is gone that they can make money out of. Now they're going to have to clean up the mess and start over again.
The city says they've had to file a lawsuit against the company, claiming Blythe and public nuisance, making the process even more frustrating for those who call Bemis home.
It seems like it's fruitless. We've ended up with a public nuisance now, and that's about all we have.
When the mess is cleaned up, this is the proposed park that will be built in place of the old mill with history etched into the bricks and walls. In Bemis, Jordan Hall, WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News.